welcome to the 131st installment of Tell Em Alejandro, your number one place for sports, cars, video games, fitness. If you're a man, you're here. Mr. Alejandro's about to tell him.
What you about to tell him, Alejandro?
I'm about to tell him about my 2016 Super Bowl predictions.
Tell him, Alejandro!
CA drinkers, the end of the 2015 NFL season is finally here. We're at the Super Bowl, baby. And the Super Bowl will be between these two teams, the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. Mr. Alejandro predicts that the Carolina Panthers will win this year's Super Bowl, baby. And why? I'm going to break it down to you. First things first, let's talk about the Denver Broncos. Defensively, they're very sound. One of the best, if not best defense in the NFL. However, I do not believe in their offense. Their offense is not potent, in my opinion. And I blame the quarterback, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. This possibly will be his last NFL game because of age, and he just had a long career, you feel me? However, I don't think Peyton Manning will perform well. I don't think he'll have a successful day. I do think he's going to have problems against the Carolina Panthers defense, and more importantly, above all else, Mr. Alejandro does not believe Peyton Manning is healthy. If you don't know about Peyton Manning's health, he's had plantar fasciitis. He's had 4 neck surgeries. He's been linked to HGH, but of course that's been swept under the rug. He's been linked to HGH to possibly help him with those neck injuries. We don't know what's going on with Peyton Manning's health. He missed multiple games this 2015 regular season. A lot of cats said, yeah, he came back looking a little bit better than he was prior to the games that he missed due to injury. However, Mr. Alejandro does not see somebody that can hold things down and bang in the paint. You feel me? Mr. Alejandro sees somebody who can't throw far. Mr. Alejandro sees somebody who's throwing non-spiral balls, throwing by suit out there. Mr. Alejandro sees somebody that if I was a cornerback or a safety, I'd be sitting on my heels waiting to pick Peyton Manning off. I feel like Peyton Manning's going to throw multiple interceptions. He's going to have an awful day. His career is coming to an end. Let's talk about the Carolina Panthers. Defensively, I think they're very good, similar to the Denver Broncos, and I think they're going to give Peyton Manning a long day. I do think the Broncos defense, specifically DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller, the 2 pass rushers for the Denver Broncos, I do think they're going to turn it up and put some heat on the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton. However, ultimately, people, this is the year of Cam Newton. It's time to get your dab on, baby.
Dab in the end zone just like I'm Cam Newton.
Cam Newton had a monster season, MVP of the league. We just found out. Also, we just found out he's the offensive player of the year. I do think Cam's going to hold things down and get the W. I love the read option. I'm a fan of the read option. The Carolina Panthers remind Mr. Alejandro of the Seattle Seahawks prior to them bugging out and thinking that beast mode, a.k.a. Marshawn Lynch, a.k.a. Mr. Skittles, was a non-factor because he ran that squad. And on this team, you can clearly see Cam Newton is like the engine, the energy, the heart of this team. And how far he goes is how far this team's gonna go. Now, even though I do think the Carolina Panthers will win in blowout fashion, let me give you a score. 31-10. I do think the 31-13. 31-13 sounds a little bit better. Panthers, I'm picking them in a blowout. However, I respect the Broncos, and more importantly, I respect the game of football, and I'm never going to sleep on a beastie defense, and that is definitely something that the Broncos have. Also, I would not be upset if Peyton Manning won another Super Bowl because of the fact that I respect his career, his longevity, and in my opinion, he's always been like a robot on the field, you feel me? Because he isn't a player that does things from the neck down. He's not an athletic beastie player. He does things from the neck up. His brain, his intelligence, he's so smart. He can scan the field literally like a robot and be like, alright, this dude's gonna be open at this particular time, so I'm gonna get the ball with this speed, such and such. However, ultimately, I got the Panthers winning this game blowout fashion. 4 interceptions by Peyton Manning. Get ready to enjoy the Super Bowl. It's gonna be lit. There you have it, folks. Mr. Alejandro's 2016 Super Bowl predictions. TEA drinkers, who do you think will win this year's Super Bowl? Do you think the Carolina Panthers will win or the Denver Broncos? Do you think Mr. Alejandro's correct? Do you think it's going to be a blowout? Or do you think I'm bugging? Tell them in the comments.
Tell him.
Tonight's bow tie is brought to you by Ted Baker. Green and red. Let's get this bread. Tune in for more sports, cars, video games, fitness, and all that. Follow at Tell Em Alejandro to hear my immediate reaction to live sports events. Outro music. Yeah. TA drinkers, I really do feel like we're gonna have a poppin' Super Bowl. I'm excited. I feel like we got 2 great teams. I don't think we're going to have a controversial ending like last year when the Seahawks did not give Marshawn Lynch the ball. I think we're going to have a decisive ending. If the game is close, the Broncos may have an advantage. But if it's not close, I'm picking Panthers in a landslide. Let's get it. Woo! T-E-A. Woo! T-E-A. 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 A. NFL. Boom, 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 boom.